Welcome to the Union of Everyone Else, where today we'll quickly cover the Arizona U.S. Senate debate between Mark Kelly and Martha McSally. She was asked a simple question: do you support President Trump? Well, we all know how President Trump feels about those who choke.
We can't have a choke artist. You know, one thing I've learned from sports, I was actually a very good athlete. When you're a choker, you're always a choker. We can't have that. We can't take any chances in this country.
Senator, you have consistently supported President Trump. You supported the administration's policy. You voted policies, I should say, and you have voted not to convict on impeachment. Are you proud of your support for President Trump?
Well, I'm proud that I'm fighting for Arizonans on things like cutting your taxes. We passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and on average, Arizona middle-class families had their taxes cut by $2,000. We had such a strong economy before this first-in-a-century pandemic hit, and so we fought to cut your taxes. We fought to rebuild our military after the Obama-Biden administration decimated our military. 25% cuts when deployments were going up. We had a hollow force. Voted to secure our border. Border security is national security, and that means something here in Arizona. We see the cartel activity. And as your senator, I've got the most bills passed than any other senator, tied for first, for most bills signed into law out of any of the 100 senators, and was the sixth most bipartisan senator. That's my record. Fighting for Arizona, putting legislation on the president's desk. I put legislation on President Obama's desk when I was in the House. I put legislation on President Trump's desk. I go to Washington, D.C. with an AZ on my jersey to fight for Arizona. But this is what's at stake here. My opponent says he would support Bernie Sanders at the top of the ticket when he was surging. And we now have a situation where this is going to decide the Senate majority. And if Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi are in charge, they're going to abolish the filibuster. They're going to ram through the most radical agenda that we've seen. So Counterfeit Kelly says he's an independent and a moderate and lots of platitudes here, but the stakes could not be higher. If you want your tax cuts, I'm your girl. You want the largest tax increase in history? You got somebody else over here.
Senator, the question was, are you proud of your support for President Trump?
I'm proud to be fighting for Arizona every single day.
Is that a yes or a no for President Trump?
Putting legislation on President Trump's desk.
So you're proud of your support for President Trump?
You look at the legislation we put on his desk, it's to cut Arizona taxes.
It sounds like she is proud of her support for President Trump.
I'm proud to be fighting for Arizona. The question is, why was he wanting to support Bernie Sanders?
When you're a choker, you're always a choker. We can't have that. We can't take any chances in this country.
That's correct. We cannot take any more chances. I left the whole answer in its entirety, its entire boring, tedious entirety, so you could see what a pain that was to watch and how aggravating it must be for Trump supporters who have to hold their nose and vote for this rhino. Again, here we go again. Here's question number 2 for Martha, my dear.
Would you have wanted to serve under someone like a Donald Trump when you were in the military?
Well, again, I'm proud to be working with the president to rebuild our military. Under Obama and Biden, they cut our military to the bone. We had a readiness crisis like we haven't seen in so many years since really Jimmy Carter. And now we're giving them everything they need to fight tonight. But if you look at what Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi will do if they're in charge, they're going to cut our military to pay for their schemes. But talking about taxes, I do want to go back to this. I released my taxes today so that I'm transparent, so that people can see what kind of money I've made, how I made it, and what I paid in taxes and deductions and gave to charity. I'm calling on my opponent to also release his taxes so Arizonans can see where he's made his money over the last 5 years and where that all came from. I mean, this is just basic transparency. And I'll tell you, the tax cuts that I'm very proud of, because you know, a family of 4 in Arizona, they make $60,000 before they pay their first dollar in taxes. This was meaningful to Arizonans.
And Senator, the question remains: would you have liked to have served under someone like a Donald Trump when you were in the military?
Someone who is giving our military everything they need to fight tonight. We've had 75% of our Army units who couldn't deploy under Obama and Biden.
So the answer is yes.
Giving us what we need so that we...
Say it! Say it!
We are not looking into museums for parts for airplanes.
Say it! Say it!
so that we can ensure that we can fight against our enemies. We gave them the largest pay raise in 10 years. We're investing in capabilities to take on China. This is so important that we continue to support our military, and I've been working with President Trump to rebuild them.
All right.
When you're a choker, you're always a choker. We can't have that. We can't take any chances in this country.
Oh, Martha, Martha, Martha. This next one, you really, really whiffed. The bogus Atlantic article, most of you already know about this. It was proven to be complete crud for anonymous sources when 25 people come out and say, hey, wait a minute, we were there, no such thing even happened. He would never say such disparaging words about our military, which he truly loves. So, given the bogus question and the way it was asked, referencing other media outlets who were simply reporting the story, not verifying it in any way, she should have challenged the question right out of the chute and then said how boldly she supports this president. None of which you did, Martha. You blew it, you whiffed, you choked.
The president has reportedly, by way of the Wall Street Journal, the Atlantic Monthly, CNN, Fox News, all reporting that he referred to members of the military as, quote, losers and suckers. You are a military veteran. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm not going to comment on anonymous sources, but what I can tell you is I'm proud to have been able to serve in the military, and we're working to rebuild our military after Obama and Biden decimated our military, giving our troops everything they need in order to fight tonight. I mean, we had our units where they were not ready to go. They were decimated in a readiness crisis. We had more people dying in training accidents than they were in combat in the end years of Obama and Biden. So I'm working with President Trump to rebuild our military, to save the A-10, by the way, something I did when President Obama tried to cut it, then President Trump tried to cut it, and I just saved it again. This is critical for Tucson and Davis-Monthan, and the troops are on the ground. So I'm always going to have the military's back. But what's at stake here, should we lose the White House, the Senate, and the House, which comes through Arizona? This race will decide the Senate majority. And Chuck Schumer is so proud to have recruited Mark Kelly. He's bankrolled his campaign. He's trying to ensure he has power. And if they get power, the radical left agenda is going to cut our military to pay for the Green Bad Deal, the government takeover of healthcare, and all the other ideas careening towards socialism. So I'm going to stand every single day with our men and women in the military and fight to give them everything they need. That's what's at stake here.
Senator, the question remains, have you looked into the reports? Have you looked into the anonymous source reports? Does it concern you? It concerns a lot of people and a lot of military families. Does it concern you?
I get up every single morning fighting for Arizona. That's what I spend my time doing. I listen to Arizonans, hear what they need, and then I deploy to Washington, D.C. to fight for them. You pundits can look into those anonymous allegations, and I'm just telling you.
Say it! Say it!
I'm fighting for our military. I'm fighting for our veterans, but they will cut our military again if they gain power.
When you're a choker, you're always a choker. We can't have that. We can't take any chances in this country.
Did you not stick up for Senator McCain?
I absolutely have. It's been reported many times. I've publicly and privately, repeatedly talked to President Trump and asked him to stop attacking John McCain. Quite frankly, it pisses me off when he does it. It's been an honor to even work with Senator John McCain. I never would have imagined. I learned about him when I was a cadet in the military, about what he endured as a POW, and to be able to work with him to save the A-10 and support our military, and now be able to serve in his seat. And so I've repeatedly said, stop doing that. Let's let him rest in peace. But one thing about Senator McCain we knew here in Arizona, whether you agreed with him or you disagreed with him, we always knew where he stood.
Unlike you, Martha, my dear.